commonly known as Tylenol, during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism.
One in 27 children are diagnosed with autism. The American Academy of Pediatrics study shows that African-American autistic children have twice the rate of misdiagnosis and cognitive disability, and often face a 3-year diagnosis lag. Due to the lack of research and racial bias, historically, many Black autistic adults haven't and don't get diagnosed until adulthood. But we've always been here, been brilliant, been out loud. What does it mean to be Black, autistic, and heard?
Ian had an IEP meeting and he was in preschool. It's a meeting where you sit down and you discuss goals for your child, pleading with them to provide him with additional services or to give him a chance to be able to get as much as he can in terms of services to help him. And when I was done talking, the lady looked at me and she tilted her head and she was like, "You're so articulate." And that in that moment, that let me know you're going to be at this for the rest of your life and for the rest of his. One of the celebrations that we have in Brooklyn is a parade for children, where the children get to parade and have a good time, put on costumes. And, you know, as a child growing up, my mother would take me to this celebration annually, and both here and in Trinidad. Fast forward to me becoming a mom, in particular, a mom to a young man who has autism and is nonverbal. I've always wanted to encourage Ian to just be a part of his community.
In general, the narrative of autism that is always fed to you, if it's not your own lived experience, is that it is something that needs to be cured or fixed. So naturally, I was given literature about how to treat his disability as something that we should try to normalize in terms of like his personalities, his behaviors, his traits. So we're seeing so many different ableist assumptions and tropes about autistic families, right? The mothering as resistance is very much rooted in making sure that we're creative with our stories, with our narratives, and we're not going to perpetuate those unjust stigmas. We're not broken because we're not broken, and we're constantly creating these really beautiful like spaces of liberatory joy and disability justice and, you know, acceptance.
These are the stories of Black autistic lives lived out loud. We speak, we build, we thrive.
It was funny because the label that even then, back then, it was like being, you know, it's too direct. I would come across as being argumentative, defiant, insubordinate. What do we call that? Angry Black woman. And when I received my diagnosis at 58, so the best way to describe it, it was like someone finally turned the lights on in a room. So when I look at young neurodivergent individuals or people that I mentor, I see myself. I see my struggles. I also see the immense potential in them. We are autistic out loud. Do you hear me? We're autistic out loud.